Hello Moglets, how's it going? Today we are talking about the Festering Desire you can see on Bennett's back. Oh god, it went away. I went ahead and got it up to level 90. Can't even kill a squirrel. I believe actually starting today we can get it up to refinement rank 3. So let's go ahead and talk about this sword a little bit, see if it's worth raising. I currently have it on Bennett, which I think is a pretty good option. You know, energy recharge is a super important stat for him. I use him as a support DPS. I want him to do some decent damage. And I also, you know, want his ult ready when I need it. And I think this is a very good sword for him halfway because I didn't have much else. Like what I had on him before was Lion's Roar, which, you know, doesn't do much for him, honestly. Sacrificial Sword also does have energy recharge on it, but, you know, its passive isn't that great for him. 510 base attack does seem to be pretty average. Lion's Roar at level 90 has 510. Black Sword as well, and then Festering Desire 2. Looking at the full list of weapons, there are a couple with higher base attack like Prototype Rancor. However, most of them do seem to fall around 510 base attack at max, so that's nothing to really talk about. So base attack is fine. I would say energy recharge is good. Then of course we have elemental skill damage by 20, elemental skill crit rate by 7.5. There are of course a couple really cool things about this sword. One, it's completely free. Two, you can max refine it during the event. And three, you get 1.5 times XP when you're enhancing it during the event. So especially for F2P or like low spenders like I am, it's going to be pretty amazing just because of that. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the third act here. We can see some Refine 2 gameplay with Bennett here, and then, you know, once we raise it to Refine 3, we can see that. So we can see a little bit here. There's a 5900, 6100. He does also have 4-piece Crimson, so an 8300 there. I actually haven't been massively impressed, but I have to keep in mind that, first of all, my Bennett isn't all that well built right now. And secondly, you know, it is on like a 3-second or 4-second cooldown. His ult actually isn't boosted by this, but we can check it out as well. Got some 18Ks there. And go ahead and swirl them as well for that Viridescent proc. And they're probably all dead by now. Oh, also I should mention we are currently in Dragonspine where it does get some kind of boost. I think it will get more of a boost later on. We actually did just unlock one of these. I actually completed Act 2 first before Act 1 because of these Rhymeworm fragments. And so I'm not sure how that works, if we just got the first one for completing Act 2 and the second one for completing Act 1, or if they go in a certain order. But regardless, we can check it out now as well. Go ahead and do his ult. Yeah, you can see we're getting 20k there. How about a supercharged attack? Never mind. Supercharge! Yeah, that was pretty decent. Ultimately, I am kind of using him as a main DPS now. I guess I should try and use him a little bit how I would normally use him as well, which is as a sub DPS, you know. We can also, of course, try it on Keqing here in Dragonspine just for fun because it's, you know, she's going to be pretty strong. Oh wow, okay. He just one-shotted those slimes. I mean, I had to get rid of their shields first, but that was pretty dope. So this first section, of course, will be a little bit more impressive than it actually is, because we're going to be doing the Dragonspine event with the sword, and it gets massive boosts there. And then later on, we will do a more real-world longevity test, you know, when we're not doing much in Dragonspine anymore. But now I kind of just want to see how it is on my main DPS, Keqing. It's obviously going to be a lot better here in Dragonspine, even with the sort of unnecessary energy recharge. But instead of the 25 crit rate, we actually get 35 crit rate now. So let's see about that. It's actually not doing as much as I thought. Maybe we should superconduct them. That might help a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, the main thing I wanted to do is refine it up to 3 for now before we check it out further. We can check it out again at max refine, although I'm not sure what the point is. We'll just get a little bit more skill damage and a little bit more crit rate for skills. Although, I mean, it does go up a decent amount, you know. Should be 32 extra elemental skill damage and 12% more crit rate for your elemental skill. So obviously for units that rely on their elemental skill a lot, you know, this is going to be really nice. For units like Bennett, for example. Let's go ahead and try this again. Yeah, I mean, that is some pretty solid damage. Definitely comparable to Black Sword, but we are still in Dragonspine region. How is our Bennett doing with the Black Sword, though? Yeah, of course, not quite as impressive. Still pretty solid, I would say, though. We're gonna go ahead and give Bennett his Festering Desire back. And one thing I've been wanting to try out is if the domain gets this Dragonspine boost as well. So we're just going to be trying to get a tap E crit, and unfortunately we have to remove all their shields first. Yeah, I just saw a 15-9 there, actually. Oh no, that was so unlucky. Of course this bastard just spawned right when I was going to get some health back. All right, let's try and look at that damage. Yeah, there was a 15k crit there. I mean, the non-crits are horrible though. I would need to take a look at his stats. We're getting some 5k non-crits and a geo damage bonus Frostweave Dignity. I'm not sure exactly if those lava churls, you know, have some negative resistance to fire. 12k. I don't know, it seems like, just looking at the numbers here, it seems like it does work in that domain. I feel like there's no way my Bennett is going to do that much. Oh yeah, what is this thing? Oh, it goes for quite a while. A chest. Yep. Ooh, adventure rank 54, let's go. 47? 52. Now we have an attack boost though because of the event. So I guess that's enough Dragonspine example damage. I was gonna go to Abyss 12, but fire is boosted there, so that would be kind of unfair also. So I don't know, I guess we're just gonna go out in the world and find some enemies to attack. Here we go. Here are some dudes. Go, Bennett. Okay. Well, he had a shield. Let's go and do his ult. Yeah, you know. We're not getting all that many crits. I guess his crit rate is a little low. But the damage is actually still solid. And you can see we have his ult back before it's off cooldown, which is always cool. Yeah, I mean, there are some melts here as well, of course, because these guys are ice. And that is some respectable damage. Might be a good idea to look at his build as well. Like I said, he is going full Crimson, which might not be the best for a support, but it's what I have for now. And yeah, he has an attack hat instead of a crit rate. That's why he's not criticaling all that often. We'll get that changed when possible. He has a pyro damage bonus, of course. Attack percent here on the sands as well. Again, instead of energy recharge because of the weapon, I can just go attack here instead. Plume is all right, has a bit crit rate, energy recharge, attack, elemental mastery. Same story here, minus the crit rate. What actually is his crit rate? Kind of scared to check it. 24. Yikes. I mean, his crit damage isn't all that high either. Does have a ton of energy recharge. Yeah, ultimately that's what we're working with here, so all in all it's not a super impressively built Bennett. Oh, but I should also show the talents, which are a little bit more impressive. 1 for basic, and then 8, 9 here. He's the only character I need Dvalin's plumes for, so I was like, well, whatever. And I just keep having those drops, so I was like, fine. We can check out some more gameplay here. We have a daily quest. Let's just start with his ult. Yeah. Unfortunately, still mostly non-crits. And even when they would crit, you know, he only has 70 crit rate, so ain't gonna be that impressive anyway, but I mean, it's solid. As a support DPS, he has fast ults, which is always good. It's of course not only about the damage, but I do like my supports to also do some damage, unless they're like healers, which Bennett is also a healer. Oh, there was a 30k. Vaporize though, 17k. I hit that little water thing, so yeah. There's of course that as well. We can try some melts. 17k melt, so that's of course where he's going to shine a lot. A 22k non-crit melt. Fire just has the best elemental reactions. Of course, we haven't touched on that too much. This is actually turning out more to be a Bennett review, sort of. But to be fair, there's not much to say about the sword. Whether it's worth it or not, I would say it depends. Like, for characters that need energy recharge, of course, it's really nice. And of course, for ones that can do some solid damage with their skills, you know, it's going to be good too. Obviously, I wouldn't really raise it for a main DPS, as both energy recharge and, you know, just skill damage and skill crit rate, you know, aren't going to help them as much as something more universal, like basic and charged attack damage. So all in all, I feel it was worth it for me, for Bennett, because it just seems like a very, very nice Bennett sword. Energy recharge, his super short cooldown E, you know, gets that nice bonus. But when I would get better at swapping out, you know, just like doing his E real quick, swapping out to Keqing, doing some, you know, basic attacks, maybe her E, swapping back out to Bennett, doing his, then yeah, it's gonna be really nice. Of course, when you are slower at swapping out, or you have more characters that take a little bit longer, you can of course just charge it up to the next one so it has a longer cooldown. Also, I'm not actually sure if we can get it to Refined 5. I'm gonna assume there's gonna be something else, or we can buy 2 of these or something, because this would only get it to Refine 4. But yeah, I suppose that'll pretty much do it. Make sure to tell me what you think in the comments down below. Leaving a like if you happen to enjoy is always greatly appreciated as well. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.